this is what Pat Riley said, and this is how we're going to finish this episode. Riley says, the game has become a game of speed. I've always been a post-oriented coach. I've been blessed to have 4 of the greatest players ever. Kareem, Patrick, Alonzo Mourning, and Shaq. I don't know any other way to go. I mean, I could learn it, Riley added with a laugh, but I choose not to.
Oh, you learn it.
How do we feel about that? Because, like, obviously he's going to go on to be the general manager of this Heat team up until present day. Like, we're in 2022. He's still the head honcho of the Miami Heat.
Yeah.
Like, so clearly he does figure it out.
Yeah. I think it's just different to coach than it is to, like, see talent and put it together. It's just 2 completely different jobs. But I think you just take yourself out of all-time greatest coach considerations when you say something like that.
That's heavy.
That's my opinion.
Heavy blow.
So yeah, because like you should be as an all-time great coach, you should be able to adjust to different. Like,
so that's why I had Greg Popovich as probably my favorite coach ever for the GOAT. Like that would probably, if I had to pick one, gun to my head, I think I would pick Popovich. And it's why I struggle with a guy like Phil Jackson being unquestioned. Like, I'm not saying he's not in the conversation, and I'm not saying Pat Riley's not in the conversation. But I have problems with these guys being like, Phil Jackson, he's the fucking greatest ever. Coach Jordan, Coach Kobe, Coach Shaq, Coach all these guys. Yeah. Legend, 11 most championships. Like,
yeah. I just think the dominance is why he has to be in there. Like, but like
same for Pat Riley. Same for Pat Riley. I feel like he's
like
with the 80s. Like,
so that's the thing. Like Phil technically dominated two separate eras, right? The 90s and the 2000s. He won 6 championships in the 90s, 5 in the 2000s. Yeah. So like Greg Popovich, obviously his coaching has went into 3 different decades. Right. And he only won 5 chips, and he hasn't won anything without Tim Duncan.
Yes, but combining what happened with Pat Riley and what happened with Phil Jackson, he dominated while switching styles in 2 different periods of time. I'm wondering what Steve Kerr is going to look like as we keep going, because obviously he won championships with 2 relatively different rosters, but the play style was similar. Like, in terms of what they're doing with the ball and how their offense runs, the play style is similar.
Yeah.
So
I just think that play style with the Greg Popovich play style mixed with like what Steve Kerr, like what he's doing right now is like as long as you have some talent there, I think you can, and the right pieces in place, you could win it. Like, you could have a chance at least.
Yes. Like, but that's what's going to be interesting to see as we go forward is, as we're talking about with Pat Riley, as we've seen with the triangle, like, eventually these offenses become somewhat outdated, or like, if you don't make changes, you're going to find yourself, in these types of situations where you're not getting the success that you used to get. So it's just interesting because I wonder, I'm really curious about that as we go forward. Like, and, I wonder if how long it's going to take for that Warriors system to be caught up with, or like, it's already being replicated or like being attempted to be replicated.
Yeah.
But I wonder if they get to a point where that happens. But it was really interesting to hear Pat Riley be like, "Oh, I like an old curmudgeon. Like, there's no sense in changing now." Like, I was really surprised to hear that.
Yeah,
personally.
Well, to answer your Warriors thing, I think the way that teams have tried to stop that offense is switch on everything. That's where that came from. Like with
it's just hard
and stuff. It's super difficult.
It's super difficult. You have to have the personnel and the skill to do it. And it's just, soon there will, maybe not soon, but like at some point, somebody's going to have an answer for that besides switching, or like it's going to be like a half zone, half switch, like something crazy is going to happen. And we're going to get newer, more sophisticated basketball as a result, because that's what always happens.